Hi, my name is Kiki Petrosino, and I'm a poet and professor. The poem I want to share with you is called Donal Og, or Young Donald, and it's a translation of an 8th century Irish ballad. That means that the original poem was a song written in Gaelic or Irish language. It may have been composed by a musician whose name we no longer know, or people may have added to the song collectively over time as different verses came together. Now, centuries later, in the early 1900s, a British modernist poet named Isabella Augusta Lady Gregory translated the poem from the original Irish or Gaelic into the English language poem that we now have. The poem is a complaint. The speaker is a young girl waiting for her true love to arrive for a romantic rendezvous, and he has not shown up, making her question how real the relationship ever really was. The poem captures the exact heartbreak and melancholy that I wish I could have encountered in poetry as a teenager. Lady Gregory's translation makes the metaphors and emotional resonances fresh and immediate. It feels like a brand new poem, even though we know that it's translated from something very old. The power of this poem is fascinating to me, and I hope it makes you excited about the possibilities that you may have for translation, either now or in the future. Some of you may already speak other languages besides English, and some of you may be learning other languages right now in school. That knowledge of how language works, how language thinks, is so valuable for poets of all kinds. The fact that this poem is voiced from a female point of view is also important to think about. As a teenager, I read many classical works of love poetry, but these were usually spoken in a male voice to a distant or absent female beloved. This poem shows that this modality of amorous address belongs to everyone. We all can sing of broken hearts. Now, I'll read the poem. Donal Og. It is late last night. The dog was speaking of you. The snipe was speaking of you in her deep marsh. It is you are the lonely bird through the woods, and that you may be without a mate until you find me. You promised me, and you said a lie to me, that you would be before me where the sheep are flocked. I gave a whistle and 300 cries to you, and I found nothing there but a bleating lamb. You promised me a thing that was hard for you, a ship of gold under a silver mast, 12 towns with a market in all of them, and a fine white court by the side of the sea. You promised me a thing that is not possible, that you would give me gloves of the skin of a fish, that you would give me shoes of the skin of a bird, and a suit of the dearest silk in Ireland. When I go by myself to the well of loneliness, I sit down and I go through my trouble. When I see the world and do not see my boy, he that has an amber shade in his hair. It was on that Sunday that I gave my love to you, the Sunday that is last before Easter Sunday, and myself on my knees reading the Passion and my 2 eyes giving love to you forever. My mother said to me not to be talking with you today or tomorrow or on the Sunday. It is a bad time she took for telling me that. It was shutting the door after the house was robbed. My heart is as black as the blackness of the sloe, or as the black coal that is in the smith's forge, or as the sole of a shoe left in white halls. It was you put that darkness over my life. You have taken the east from me. You have taken the west from me. You have taken what is before me and what is behind me. You have taken the moon. You have taken the sun from me. And my fear is great that you have taken God from me.